Good evening, everybody. I'm Bill Anderson. Alongside me, the head football coach of the Cascade Champions, Jake Tyre. This is the Jake Tyre Show, and it's brought to you by Leverett Power Washing. They do soft roof washing. They'll do driveways. If you've got it needs washing, they'll do it for you. 931-619-0654. Leverett Power Washing is the sponsor of the Jake Tyre Show. Coach, you go to Marion County without your best player.
Mm-hmm.
Second player, second drive, you lose your quarterback.
Yeah, second drive, starting of the start of second quarter. I guess it's probably third drive, so it was early on in the game. Like I said, we went down there without Sawyer. We thought we had a good game plan with, even without having him being there. And then we lose Damien. We were driving. We just stopped and we were driving. We're probably on the 20, 30-yard line, and lose starting quarterback, and then starting quarterback's backup's a freshman that's been playing wing back, so he hadn't been playing a whole lot of quarterback here lately. So he knows the base offense. So everything that we kind of put in for Marion, we kind of had to push to the side. So the game plan kind of went out of the hat there. But I will say this: he got in there, and he was kind of shaky at start, but he got in and he played a heck of a ball game. He had close. I think he had over 100 yards rushing. One guy who was player of the game. I mean, he had a pretty good game. It was just, he just didn't know enough from the quarterback position, which, to run some of the stuff that we were doing. And, like I said, I thought he had a good job managing it and took care of the ball. And they just, they got up on us, and, we just couldn't make a comeback. It's hard to make that comeback when you're missing, not only two of your better players, but you're missing about 95% of your offensive production.
You got to be pretty pleased, Coach. Even though all this happens, your kids fought hard.
Oh, I mean,
they kept plugging.
They did. I mean, I've never questioned that with them guys. And that's something we asked them at halftime. We're like, guys, just get out there and play. We'll see what happens. We came out second half and scored first drive. So we made it 27-9 right there at the start of the second half, and we just couldn't muster up anything after that. They had some one-play drives, and they got some really good kids down there. They got a program. They had a really good night. They did some things on Friday night that they hadn't done we hadn't seen on film. They just got their starting running back the week before, and he kind of had a so-so game the week before, but Friday night he was back in true form. Like I said, they've got a kid number 4, Sam Pickett. He's a phenomenal. He's probably the best player in our region. And they had some speed that we couldn't match up with, and it was a tough game. It was going to be tough with Sawyer, with Damien. It would have been a better game just because our game plan just had to change so much, and and once you get behind like that, like I said, I think they were up 7-3 whenever Damien got hurt, and like I said, we were driving to score right there, and we go in either one, kick a field goal, or two, score a touchdown right there, then the game made.
How was the crowd?
The crowd was really good. They had an impressive crowd. That's the first time we'd ever been down there. So I've been there. Yeah, for the most part, we always do.
You always do.
I've been down there to watch a game before, but I'd never been there as a coach or a player, and so it's a nice facility.
It's a program.
It's a program.
Marion got a program.
When you look up in their end zone, and they got the big board up. Right. So they got 4 state championships. I don't know how many, 5, 6, 7, 8 runner-ups. It's that whole, like I said, that Squatchy Valley right there between them, South Pittsburgh, Whitwell, Squatchy, Bledsoe. They're all really good at football right through there.
Well, our show today is brought to you by Leverett Power Washing, 931-619-0654. Soft roof washing, gutters, driveway. If it needs washing, give them a call. They'll do it reasonable. 931-619-0654, Leverett Power Washing. Coach, Fayetteville Forest, 39-37. Did that surprise you any?
No, it didn't surprise me. Forest is a good ball team.
Right.
And Fayetteville, Fayetteville won on the last play of the game. It was 3 seconds to go, and they were on the 4th down on the 6-yard line, and they had to score a touchdown. And they very last play of the game, they scored a touchdown. Our game got done before theirs because there was a bunch of throwing in that game. There wasn't very much throwing in ours.
That's a shocker, Coach.
And And so we were watching it live because, even though we lost Friday, if Forest would have beat Fayetteville, we'd have finished second.
Right.
So, we were kind of in tune to that game. Maybe the first time I've ever rooted for Chapel Hill in anything.
It is what it is.
I told
it is what it is.
I told their head coach that on Monday. I said, man, I was the biggest Chapel Hill
That's
Rocket
right.
fan there was
Go Rockets.
for that 5 minutes that
right.
I was watching it. So, but our region, Marion County is, they're a good ball team, but all in all, I think our region's pretty tight. I mean, Chapel Hill played Marion tight. Chapel Hill played Fayetteville tight. We played Fayetteville tight. We beat Chapel Hill. And we had a terrible off night when we didn't need one. Against first week we've had to go in a game with some injuries. So, it really wasn't.
And they hit you at the wrong time.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, but
never a good time.
Hopefully we get everybody back Friday and everything's good. Sawyer's doing a lot of rehab on his ankle. So he's been walking around in a boot for 2 weeks. So hopefully he's good to go on Friday.
Well, the region winds up 4-0 in the region. Marion County 10-0. Fayetteville was 3-1 after a really rough start. Hats off to them for turning around. Awful schedule for them.
Yeah.
Like you said, probably the roughest 2A schedule in the state.
Yeah, no doubt.
3-1, 5-5. You end up 5-5, 2-2. Forest 1-3, 4-6. Cannon County 2-8, 0-4. Let's go through the playoffs.
Okay.
Let's leave your game to last.
Okay.
Monterey goes down to Fayetteville. That's going to be tough on Monterey.
It'll be a good ball game. I mean, it's two totally different styles of offense and the way they play. I mean, we saw Monterey this year. They're going to grind it out. And they're going to run the clock out, and they're going to try to limit Fayetteville. I think where Fayetteville's got the upper hand there is, I mean, they've got a very strong passing game. They got a really good quarterback, really good receivers, and that's if Monterey has a big weakness, it's in their passing game. I mean, the pass defense. So Fayetteville's got a shot to to really move the ball right there, and
they're at home. Makes a difference.
Yeah, they're at home. They're at home, and like I said, it's a long trip from Monterey. I think it's 3 hours from our place, so it's another hour.
At
so
least.
It's about 4 hours to get to Fayetteville. So this should be a good ball game. I think Fayetteville will pull that one out. I like our region about all our matchups.
Forest goes to Smith County. That's going to be rough.
It is rough, but it's two of the same style of football right there. Smith County, I've seen them on film. That's about it. But they play really good defense. They don't score a lot of points. And Forest has got the ability to score some points. And, when their defense is on, they're pretty good. I think it's a good matchup there, too. It's just that Smith County is massive. They're huge. So, it all depends on if they can get the Fields kids loose, Chapel Hill can, and, make some plays against that big Smith County defense. I think they match up well with them on, Chapel Hill's defense and Smith County's offense. I think they match up. So, like I said, it could be a very low-scoring ball game right there.
Westmoreland goes to Marion County.
Westmoreland scrappy, man. They're a very, very good coach ball team. Like I say, I know most of these guys because I was in their region forever.
Right.
So I've talked to a lot of them this week. Really good friends with Coach Perry at Westmoreland. He does a good job. I mean, they run traditional wing tee, play a 5-2 old school. I mean, they're old school. Westmoreland is a throwback to the 90s, and they play hard. Them kids, he gets his kids to play hard.
So give him a shot at Marion County.
Yeah, I think he's got a shot. I mean, he's got a shot against anybody he plays. I mean, Coach Perry's a really good coach. They've got a bunch of kids, and I looked on the sideline on one of their games. I mean, look, they had about 70 kids down there. So and then they've got some familiarity there. They've had to go play Marion County a few times in the playoffs, so they're not walking into a place where they've never been before. So they kind of can get in a rhythm.
Right.
That's huge with high school kids.
Sure.
Hey, especially when the coach knows, hey, this is where we're going. This is where we're dressing. I ain't got to ask questions. Like Friday night, I had no idea where we're dressing. I had no idea really where we were going. I knew where the stadium was. So, I mean, Westmoreland, I think Marion County has got a better ball team. I mean, top to bottom, they are.
That's why they're 10-0.
That's why they're 10-0. But Westmoreland's going to give them all they want because they don't. They play and they play hard, man. It's a good ball team. Like I said, Coach Perry does a phenomenal job up there with them.
Well, Coach, you're headed up to East Robertson.
Yep.
East Robertson, the home of Carlos Groves. Those are Groves boys.
Yeah. There's I think there's about 6 Groves on the team right now. That they're a really good ball team. They've got 4 Groves that start. 3 of them are brothers. One's a senior. I think he's committed to Kentucky. The junior, I think, is the better of the 3. He's the running back. He's not as big as the other 2. And there's a freshman defensive end that they're all brothers, and those dudes can play some football, man. They're really good football players.
Have we ever played East Robertson before?
Yeah. They always been in the region.
Okay.
So I think last time we played them was the last time there was a Groves on the team. I think Taylor Groves, which is the oldest cousin. I think that's actually with Carlos Groves. I think that's his son. The ones that Ole Miss now, Taylor Groves. But last time we played them was, I guess, 2020, COVID year. Played them out here at Cascade. I think we lost 21-20 maybe. We had a few kids out for COVID. Seth counts the senior year. But we played them in the region there for 4 or 5 years and had some pretty good games. So, like I said, it's not a new place for us to go to. We've been there. Especially
what does East Robertson do on offense?
They like to run football. I mean, they've got a running back.
Wing T.
No, they're a spread power
football.
I mean, it's really not spread. They're tight end, sniffer,
tailback.
Shotgun. It's all shotgun. They're getting a little bit of eye, but they've got the middle grade. I think it's Isaiah. He's number 1. He's rushed for 1,800 yards. He's a lot like Sawyer for us. He is their bell cow. If he can get it going, he's going to get it going. And the other 2 Groves brothers, they're more deep. They play a bigger role on the defense. The tailback doesn't play much defense. So they got some big kids. They got some big linemen. I think
defensively, what do they bring?
Fast. They're fast and big up front.
43, 34.
They're more of it looks to me like a 4-4, 4-3 type defense. It's kind of a hybrid. They can get in some 3-man front, which everybody runs so many defenses now.
Right.
Like, we can look like we're in a 3-4 or a 4-4 or a 5-3. I mean, it's just so many variations. You really don't know what anybody's base is.
Right.
You go play them in JV, you'll find out what their base is. But if you don't play them in JV, you really don't know. They've got, like I said, they've got some good sized defensive linemen. The older Groves that's going to Kentucky, he plays a kind of a linebacker for us, strong safety type deal, and he can cover some ground. And I think it's a matter of who's going to be physical. Who's going to be the most physical team up there, and it could be a low scoring ball game. And like I said, I think we can grind it out, and they're going to try to grind it out. They got a freshman quarterback playing. He's not a freshman anymore. He's a sophomore.
Right, he's a sophomore now.
He's been through 10 games as a freshman. You ain't a freshman by the time you get this time of year. So,
Coach, if people want to go to the game, tell us how to get there.
You go straight up 24 to Nashville. Then go, I guess it's 65, 65 to Kentucky.
Right.
And then it's right there at the Cross Plains exit. I mean, it's about an hour and 15 minutes, I think 63 miles from the school. We always go to miss that 24, 65, 40 split, whatever, where right there by Titan Stadium where you always get backed up. We always go around on Brawley Parkway, go around front and go that way. So we get ahead of it.
And when I used to go up that way, I would go up through Galveston, right up through there.
Well, that's I've been that way too.
I've been that way too.
It's about 15. It's about 15 more miles to go that way.
But you avoid a lot of
congestion.
Traffic.
Well, I will say that, but last time I went to East Robertson and played, I went on that road, and they were painting lines on that road, and we were almost late to the ball game. We didn't get there until about 6:15. So you're talking about upset that I didn't go the other way. So, but it's a good drive up there, and like I say, most of my people know where it's at. We played East Robertson in the past too. We used to play some back when Kenny was a coach. We played a few times. They got a beautiful facility up there. It's right in the middle of all those tobacco barns. So,
Coach, it's playoff time. It's
it is. There's 32 left in 2A, baby.
That's
one
it.
of them. That's what I told my kids. We got a seat at the table. If you make the
playoffs,
you got
a shot.
You got to have a seat at the table. And 5-5. We got a bunch of 5-5, 4-6 teams in our region. But the teams are
whoever wins this game. Which game do you match up with?
Westmoreland Marion.
Okay, I thought so.
So I like her. Anybody's in the playoffs is a decent ball game.
Oh, absolutely. This playoff time.
Anybody can win. It's all the records are back at 0-0, that 5-5, and that 10-0, and that 9-1.
Doesn't matter now.
It doesn't matter. It's
all
about here. It's like I had all my seniors over to the house on Sunday, just kind of have a little meeting with them, just talk with them. Wish I'd done it more in my career. And, we sat around and we hee-hawed and talked and had a good time, watched
Good.
Sunday night football.
Great.
And, just talking about 4 years, talking about,
Right.
hey, we don't want that. They don't want this to end. And I said, guys, I don't want it to end. I said, hey, I have to go through this every year. And I don't ever want it to end. And I dang sure don't want you guys to end, because you think about it. At this time, I got 14 seniors. Probably got 2 or 3 that may go try to play college football. One is going for sure. And I said, guys, as soon as you're done, as soon as that last whistle blows, you will never play football again. And it's tough, man. I'm almost going to get emotional thinking about it. But football is a game that you can play when you're in high school. And if you're lucky enough to play in college, you can go to college. But you can't go to Shovel Rec Center and play tackle football.
No.
You can't play pickup tackle football. You can go play basketball. You can go play tennis. You can go golf.
Absolutely.
You can go water polo, volleyball, any other sport. But you're not going to be ever be able to play football and replicate that. And I said, guys, I don't want it to end for you. I said, because most of you here are going to, we went around the room and talked. I said, what are you going to do when football's over? I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to this. I'm going to do
basketball.
That. I said, that when it's over, it's over.
It's over.
I said, if you're like me and you can't get over not playing football anymore, you become a coach.
Right.
And I said, some of you guys in here are going to be coaches. I said, and it's one of those things, man. It hit me Saturday or hit me Sunday talking to them, and I think it really hit them too because they're like, "Hey, yeah, this is it. This is it." It's like after practice today, we're talking to the kids, and I said, "Guys, I said, seniors, tell these juniors how fast this year goes." I said, "It's a blink of an eye." I said, you hear Coach talk about it. I said, "It's a blink of an eye." I felt like we were sitting.
Seems
right
like
here
we were just right here, week 1, not 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's so fast, and I think sometimes, we as an adult, as a coach, I savor it and savor the moments. But as a 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old, you don't take the time to really appreciate what you're doing, man. It's special. There's only a certain percentage of high school players that even play football. I mean, we've got 571 kids in our high school, and I've got 50 kids on the team.
Right.
So, that's
10%.
not that's 10% of the high school is out there every day. We're out there this week. It's 80 degrees last week, and we're out there this week freezing our butts off, and it's a tough game to play. It's a game where you're going to get beat up. It's a game where you're going to get bruised. It's a game where you can't have an ego, and it could be over. This is it's over for a lot of teams right now. And so
all we can do is urge everybody, get in your car, go up and support the champions Friday night at East Robertson.
7 o'clock.
Make the drive. Several different ways you can go.
And we'll have you can buy tickets. There's a lot of places, especially playoffs. We'll have a link on our Facebook where you can buy tickets on GoFan. They're also selling them at the door, so you don't have to just buy them on GoFan. I think playoff tickets are $8, I believe, for the first round. Is it 10?
10 at the gate.
10 at the gate. Yeah, 10 at the gate. I think 10 at the gate and 8 on GoFan, I do believe.
Save a little money.
Save a little money, yeah. So we'll post a link on our Facebook page, and I'm sure Cheryl now will share it on there.
Absolutely.
So just get up there and support us, man. These boys have worked their butts off all 4 years, especially seniors, and let's go out and try to get a win on Friday.
One last shout out to Leverett Power Washing, 931-619-0654. Soft roof, whatever you need, gutters, driveway, they'll take care of you. Guys, get out and support the champions. It's playoff time. We will be here next Monday at the regular time, win, lose, or draw, and hopefully it's after a big win.
Absolutely.
For Coach Jake Tyre, I'm Bill Anderson. I hope wishing everybody